In this video, we'll see how we can take agents development from concept to production using Gemini Enterprise tools. We'll start with a use case for an agent. Let's look at what this use case is about. It's a complex case triage and staff routing for Department of Motor Vehicles. So we have a use case written down here. It does a bunch of steps that will come in when a user calls with an incident, and based on the type of incident, a bunch of different tasks are accomplished and a case gets created. Now we want to automate this entire process that is defined in this use case by creating an agent that can handle these tasks for us. And we will actually create multi-agent system where multiple agents are invoked one after another as a sequential agent. Now we have a use case to begin with. Now we'll see how to implement this use case. And we go to Gemini CLI, which is pre-installed. And here's some instructions here for this use case to generate an architecture. I'm copy pasting my use case here. And let's submit. I said for the use case defined as this, generate an architecture, and I gave some additional commands. Gemini CLI was able to generate the agentic architecture with multiple agents. It starts with an orchestrator agent. It also gives it a name description and all. This is what I have asked as part of my prompt. And it creates a complete architecture with the list of agents that are required to meet that use case. As a next step, we'll generate code from this architecture. I'm saying for the architecture defined above, generate the ADK agent code, and I've given some context to it to create a new folder structure that best suits the multi-agentic architecture and stuff like that. This will take some time because it's not only going to generate the code, but also it will test the code, because I asked it to continuously test and fix the issues until the code is clean. As you can see, it is taking my permissions to create a directory where it is going to put all the agents. So it's going to continue for some time. I'm going to pause this here because this goes through the loop a few times and then it ends up generating the code. As you can see, the code generation is successfully complete, and it also tested the code to make sure the code is all good. It went through the entire process of creating the code as multi-agent system, and also it tested the code. So here is the code for our DMV case triage. It has multiple agents here. The root agent calls the sub-agents for triage workflow and user input agent. So you can see the triage workflow is a sequential agent that has multiple sub-agents, and the user input agent is the one that collects the information from the user by introducing itself, and the finalization agent is the one that runs at the end. It generated the code in this structure because that's how I gave the prompt. I asked it to generate a multi-agent system. Now that we have this code, let's test it locally by running ADK web. I've selected the DMV case triage. Let's say hi, and it responds by saying it can help me triage and route a complex case. So let's give a case here. We have a complex case regarding driver's license number so and so. So now you can see how it executes step by step by calling different systems, identifying the relevant staff member as an expert to whom this case can be assigned. It creates a case and sends a notification to the staff member. So it says the case file has been created successfully and the notification has been sent to the expert. All good so far. Now that we are happy with this, we'll deploy this agent to Agent Engine as the next step. So in order to deploy this agent to Agent Engine, we'll use ADK deploy command. So ADK deploy and Agent Engine is one of the options. You can also deploy to other places. We give the project name, region. I pre-created a staging bucket that I'm giving as a parameter. We'll give a display name as DMV case manager, and we are pointing to the folder where the code is. Once I press enter, this is going to take a few minutes to deploy. It goes through the process of build and deployment. The code in this folder will be converted into a container image and then it goes through the CI process of building that image and deploying it onto the agent engine. So let's give it a minute to deploy and we'll come back. So the agent deployment is now complete, and you can see that it actually gives you the reasoning engine ID. This is the ID of the agent that we are going to eventually register with Gemini Enterprise. Let's look at this agent on agent engine as well. I'm going to refresh the screen. And here is the DMV case manager that got just deployed. Agent running with the same resource name ending in 584 on agent engine. Now the next step is to register this agent with Gemini Enterprise. But before we do that, let's look at the agent gallery in Gemini Enterprise. And we don't see the DMV agent here. So we'll come back and look at this after the agent gets registered. In order to register the agent with Gemini Enterprise, I have an agent registration tool. Take a look at it and read through the README file in order to understand how to use it. It's very simple. You'll have to clone this repository onto your local machine and run this command, and it will give you different options. One of the options is to register your agent. So I gave the agent a name, I gave description, then the tool description to tell what the agent does. Copied over the deployment ID for the agent that was deployed to agent engine, URI for the icon to be used with this agent, and the agent registration was simple. It happens within a second. Now that we have the agent registered, let's go back and look at our agent gallery. I'm going to refresh the screen, expand this. We have our DMV case triager with our icon. Say hi. We are able to talk to the agent using Gemini Enterprise now. So that was the end-to-end process of how you can create an agent, deploy it to Agent Engine, and register with Gemini Enterprise.